There is something different about this time of year. While the weather turns cold, people gather together, but not around fires, but in the high school gym of Soda Springs, Grace, and North Gym. What brings them all together on cold nights like this? Only the common love of basketball. And as the boys of the county take to the stage once again, KBRV, the Bear, and My Local Radio join them on their journey through the long winter, with the end goal of the state championship lurking on the far side. This season, hopes are high. In all three schools, the excitement is growing. It's once more time to take the court. And the Cardinals, Cowboys, and Grizzlies are determined to make sure that the season is one to remember. This year, boys basketball is brought to you on KBRV by Monsanto, Hunsinger Ford, Silver Star Communications, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting. The night is cold, so let the hot hands warm it up on your home for boys basketball all season long. KBRV, The Bear, and MyLocalRadio.com.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to the Parma Invitational for day number 2. And hopefully today goes a little bit smoother than the last couple of days have gone. Caleb Bergraff alongside Kirby Martineau here above the gym at Parma High School, as right now the Emmett Huskies taking on the Marsing Huskies in the first consolation game of the girls' side of the bracket. We are going to be doing the first consolation game of the boys' side of the bracket as the Soda Springs Cardinals, after falling apart a little bit in their final game yesterday, or first game yesterday against Weiser, will be taking on the Ambrose Archers, a team that is the defending state champions from the 1A Division I level.
It's going to be interesting to watch these two teams play. I kind of like to have been in the locker room yesterday at the conclusion of the boys' game and hear what the coach had to say. He had to be very disappointed, and I'm sure the boys did too.
Well, I know both coaches, after talking with them, said they expect different performances from each one of their kids in today's game, and we will have both of those coach interviews coming up for you. 4:07 left to go in the game preceding that one, as the Marsing Huskies trailing the Emmett Huskies in a battle of the Sled Dogs 52-40 on the scoreboard again with 4:07 to go. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get into our pregame show, starting with our standout student, which is Wyatt Markey from Soda Springs High School. He'll be on the other side of this break on your home for Cardinal Athletics, KBRV The Bear, and MyLocalRadio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno-flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone. Food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for. Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Caleb Burgraff here with Kirby Martineau high above the gym at Parma High School, not Soda Springs High School. We're about 3.5 hours away from Soda Springs High School as we prepare for the Ambrose Archers taking on the Soda Springs Cardinals. We're in our pregame show, and it's time for us to sit down with our standout student, Wyatt Markey, joins us on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with Wyatt Markey from Soda Springs High School. You're one of the sophomore class. And first of all, how's the sophomore year been going? Has it been different than the freshman year?
It's pretty much just the same as the freshman year, except for you know more people and get along better. But other than that, it's the same.
You do get a new set of classes. What are some of the classes that you took this semester?
I've taken shop, advanced welding, biology, and core classes.
What's the favorite out of all those? If you had a subject that you can sit in and take all day, what would it be?
I like welding, but recently biology has been pretty interesting.
What's made that one so special lately?
I don't know, probably Mr. Horsley's teaching skills. He has many different teaching skills. He jokes around in the classroom, but he also teaches you at the same time. I don't know how he does it, but he does it.
It's always good when you have a teacher that can make it fun when you sit there in the classroom. And it seems like shop would be one of those too, and that I think is one of the reasons why you said welding. What's the coolest thing that you were able to weld when you were out there?
I made a metal puzzle box. It works, but it's not the best. But it's the first puzzle box I ever made, and the hardest part was trying to figure out the dimensions and how to make it.
That sounds crazy, and it sounds like a lot of work goes into one of those.
Yeah, it took me probably 2.5 to 3 weeks to do it.
Wow, that's impressive. So we talked about classes, but teachers also make a big difference. You said Mr. Horsley. Any other teachers that really jump out to you and really have made this easier for you?
Mrs. Tuckett, she's also a great teacher. She's very funny, and she communicates with us very well.
When you think about perfect teachers, what makes a perfect teacher to you? What makes an optimal learning environment?
Different ways of learning, trying to reach out to everybody. And if they're struggling, you give them a hand or you ask them if they need help. And you kind of make a bond with them.
Not necessarily being strict and rigid and straight by the book. We'll wrap it up with a couple more questions for you. The first one is, you tried to do some sports, but you weren't able to just because of some physical stuff. What makes you want to be involved in the athletic programs here, though?
It's really fun to get to know your friends more and meet new people, and just hurting other people is kind of fun.
Have you thought about being a part of any of the other clubs or groups at the school yet, or is that something that's really you've been kind of not necessarily interested in too much?
I haven't been really interested, and I'm just mostly trying to save up and get a vehicle and get a job.
That always is an important piece of life, too. We'll wrap it up with this. If you had advice for kids coming up behind you, what would it be? What's the best thing that you could tell kids to make it easier in high school?
Don't slack. You want to keep up with your work, because once you start slacking, it's really hard to catch up.
Well, Wyatt, we appreciate you talking. It's great advice to give out, and we'll wish you the best luck as you continue through high school.
Thank you.
This presentation of Caribou County Sports is being brought to you by Arctic Circle. After the game, be sure to grab dessert at Arctic Circle, where they have above-the-rim shakes and malts, as well as the best soft serve cones in town.
In a word, breastfeeding is amazing.
It's empowering. It's the best thing I can do for my baby.
It's rewarding.
While every mom has a different way of describing breastfeeding, we all need help and encouragement. So know that support is there for you, from your family or from your friends. And at womenshealth.gov/it's only natural.
Breastfeeding. It's only natural.
Mother's love, mother's milk. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm just a kid, and I've got asthma. You know just how upset I can get when I have an asthma attack.
But you can help me to fight my asthma.
Put my teddy bear in the freezer to wipe out dust mites.
Dry off my rubber duckies and bath toys to get rid of mold.
Discover other simple ways to prevent an asthma attack. Visit noattacks.org, brought to you by the U.S. EPA and the Ad Council.
Because I don't want to feel like a fish with no water.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Are you among the millions of Americans living with chronic pain? If so, you may think prescription opioids are the solution. Truth is, opioids only mask the pain, and they come with serious side effects, from nausea to withdrawal symptoms to overdose. There is another choice: physical therapy. Physical therapists treat pain through movement and exercise. Choose physical therapy. Visit moveforwardpt.com. This public service announcement is brought to you by the American Physical Therapy Association.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
Welcome back out to the home of the Parma Invitational. Caleb Burgraff alongside Kirby Martineau as the Soda Springs boys basketball team getting set to take on the Ambrose Archers as the boys look to get back onto the winning track, coming in at 2-5. The Ambrose Archers coming in, as far as I know, at 3-2, possibly at 4-2. They do have one game that was not listed, so they could be 3-3 or they could be 4-2. But we had a chance to sit down and talk with Jay Hughes, the head coach of the Ambrose Archers, about what his team is bringing to the table, as they are the defending state champs from the 1A Division I level after beating Lapway in last year's state championship game. He joins us now on KBRV The Bear and mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with Jay Hughes, who is the coach of the Ambrose Archers. And Coach, for you guys, it's been a little bit of an up and down season so far, especially with the expectations coming off of a state championship. What have been your thoughts through the first 6 games of the year as you guys get ready to flip the page over to the next year?
Well, it's early, so hard to tell quite yet exactly what we have. We're significantly smaller than what we were last year. I mean, we lost Travis Jenner, who's 6'7", and Easton Beck, who's 6'5". This year, our tallest player is 6'1", who's a point guard. So we're trying to still figure out how we can kind of get up and down the floor and be successful with a different group. And we have a lot of players that are very skilled, but we don't have the size. It's a different type of game that we have to play.
As a coach of a small school, that has to be something that you're used to dealing with, of that in regards to that changing type of lineup. You never know what you're going to have in the years coming up. What does that do for you as far as preparing yourself for different styles and knowing different styles you're going to see?
Yeah, well, I think Ambrose is trying to build a program all the way down into the 5th grade level. So that'd be the answer really, is we've got to get better 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, junior high, whereas we haven't had that culture kind of built into the school. So now that we're working on that, I think the players that are coming up through for the years to come, we are going to have some size, and we are going to have some kids that are very skilled. And so, of course, you got to be able to play with who you have. But when you look down past next year, we have a lot of kids coming up. They're going to be skilled. They're going to be big. And we'll be good for years to come, for sure.
You look at your last game against Caldwell, ups and downs in that game, but not the performance that you were hoping for from your kids. What did you learn from that game, though? What did you see from that game that you can build on?
Well, the really good news was we boarded better in that game than we have in any game during the year. And again, because we're small, we've said the key to victory for us this year, we've got to be able to, at least at a minimum, take care of our defensive side of the ball and clear the defensive rebounds. We did that better yesterday than we have in any other game, so that was really good. A path to victory for us requires us to shoot at least shoot well, and we have some really good shooters. Jackson can shoot it, Ethan can shoot it, Jack can shoot it and finish pretty well around the rim. Paul Yenner can shoot it as well. That's Travis Yenner's younger brother. So, we went 0 for 10 yesterday from the three-point line. It's going to be tough for us to win any basketball game when we go 0 for 10. Last week we went 9 for 10 from the three-point line in one of our games. So, as long as we're capable of shooting 50% from the three-point line in any game. And if we do that, I think yesterday against Caldwell, it's a very different game. We missed a lot of little bunnies around the rim as well. We looked like a team that hadn't played in a week and a half, and that's who we were. I mean, we had not played. We had no rhythm, and honestly, it was an awful performance for us. But you got to take your hats off to Caldwell. They played well, and they were big, and they were physical, and that's a good group.
We'll wrap it all up with this, Coach, and knowing that you guys now have that game to get you started back into that rhythm. Today you take on Soda Springs. You talk about teams that have built that program. Soda Springs has been one of those as they've made continuous appearances at the state championships. What do they do well? What do you know about them that you're going to need to stop?
I don't know a ton. We would like to. We were hoping to get a little bit more information on them, a little more film on them. Again, it's early in the season, so it's hard to tell anything. I mean, everybody's trying to figure out what they have, and so we just know they have a great program, physical. Sounds like they played really well against Weiser yesterday, and that was a really close game. We're anticipating today should be as tough of a game, if not tougher, than what we played yesterday, and that's what we're looking forward to. And as I mentioned to you earlier, we want to to play up. That's why we're at this tournament, play as tough a teams as we can play. Not all that concerned about wins and losses as we are about getting better right now. And so we anticipate that we'll be better today than we were yesterday.
Coach Hughes, thank you so much for the time, and good luck to you and your Ambrose Archers in today's game.
You bet. Thank you very much.
That was the head coach of the Ambrose Archers, as Jay Hughes joining us on our pregame show. Caleb Burgraff alongside Kirby Martineau once again with 45.6 seconds in the game that seemingly will not end between the Marsing Huskies and the Emmett Huskies. Marsing trailing 54-61 right now. The winner of this game will move on to take on the winner of Baker City, which, by the way, is back into the tournament after the interstate was reopened. Nissa was a one-game deal, so Baker City will be playing in the afternoon game again, or the next game for the girls against Mountain Home. But as soon as this game is over, of course, the Soda Springs boys will get in their consolation game against Ambrose. And Kirby, listen to that interview with Coach Jay Hughes. They're trying to build a program at Ambrose. They're trying to get something to where it's like what they have at Soda Springs, where you're expected to be contending and you're expected to be a competitive team, which at a 1A school can be tough.
You know, one thing that I was impressed with what he said was the fact that they're trying to build from the 5th grade on up. Oh, excuse me. That's one thing that I don't think a lot of our fans realize nowadays. To have a good, solid team, you've got to start early. You've got to start in grade school and build these kids up. That's why Soda girls have had such a powerful team over the last several years. When I was going to school, you didn't play basketball until you were in high school, and then you just walk out and start playing, and then when the season was over, you didn't play again until the next year. But I see that they've got a program here now that's going to go clear down to the junior or even grade school level.
And that's the nice thing about when you're a 1A school, too. And the thing about him, I was asking him why you schedule, because one of the Emmett girls goes flying into not the padded wall, the brick wall. Scared for her safety for a second there, so apologize for that. But the thing about trying to build a program from that young up, especially at a 1A school, is you don't know what you're going to have as far as the kids. You don't know, especially at a 1A school. When you're at a 3A school, 4A school, even a 2A school to a point, you know you're going to have a couple of 6-footers. You know you're going to have a couple of quick guards on the outside. When you start getting down to where you only have 100 kids in the school, though, you have no clue what you are going to end up getting out there on the court.
That's really true, and you just have to work with what you got. And sometimes for a coach, he can't really get into developing that team until the season actually starts to see who he's got to coach, and that makes it extremely difficult for a coach to try and put things together at that time of the year, because most times all that is already done ahead of time, and you're just there to work on offenses and defenses and all that. But definitely a difficult situation for them to be in.
When you look at the Soda Springs Cardinals, we had a chance to talk with Mick McCullough. He'll be joining us in our next interview, which will be coming up as soon as this Emmett and Marsing game is wrapped up. The Cardinals, they were a team that was at the state championships last year. A lot of the kids there on their team they're bringing back from that state championship team. So you have two teams that have that experience of playing at that level. One team, though, with the success of winning has those seniors that are used to closing things out. Who do you think has the edge going into this game?
It's really hard to say. I think the competition is a little bit greater for the 2A division than it is for the 1A, but I've seen a lot of 1A teams that play great basketball. So, I don't know if that's really an advantage or disadvantage, but I think the number of people that it draws can certainly help. You get a bigger crowd for 2A games than you do 1A because there's more people in the area that support those schools. So it's just really hard to know which is got an advantage if either one does.
And that's going to be the fun thing to watch in today's game. Again, the Soda Springs Cardinals getting set to take on the Ambrose Archers. Right now, we are still awaiting the final of the Marsing Huskies taking on the Emmett Huskies in the opening game of the day, as the boys' game scheduled tip-off time was at 9:30. But the Marsing Huskies all of a sudden the Emmett Huskies are pulling off a Houdini act by disappearing, while the Marsing Huskies are pulling off a strongman act. We're going back to the vaudeville shows of old in front of us right now, as Marsing has come back from, I believe they were down by as many as 14. 19.
They were 19 just a little bit ago.
And it's a 5-point game now, 63-58.
Right, they were down just 3 points a minute ago, and they had the ball. And, that really makes for an exciting finish.
Marsing inbounds the basketball. They'll loft one forward. A little 2-foot bunny. Not going to make it in, but Marsing with the rebound and a foul called with 5.6 seconds to go. And again, this game just not wanting to finish as the Emmett coach is, I'm looking at the head coach, and she's just kind of glaring at the court right now, and on the backside you have one of the assistant coaches who's standing up going like, good grief, can we just finish this up and get our win? 5 seconds left to go in this one before the boys and the Archers and Cardinals take to the floor in their game. And right now I think that missed free throw by Marsing should wrap this one up with only 5.6 seconds left to go. And one more free throw coming up for Marsing at the line. Again, we are waiting for the Soda Springs boys taking on the Ambrose Archers. As the shot missed, the ball rolls out of bounds. It'll stay with the Marsing Huskies, as they'll get another quick shot here with 2 seconds, but I think this game pretty much wrapped up.
I think so. I was hoping they'd make both free throws, and they've turned the ball over under the basket a lot. They could have gone for a three-point shot and tied it there at the end, but it didn't work out that way. But great ball game.
Wraps up 63-58. The boys of Soda take to the court next, and we'll talk with Coach Mick McCullough, one of the assistants for the Soda Springs boys on KBRV The Bear, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com next on your home for Caribou County Athletics.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
It's time for us to take a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the weeks of December 15th through the 28th. And if you're doing any holiday baking, Lalaton's is the place to go. Grab Western Family 4-pound bags of granulated sugar for $1.49. Western Family 10-pound bags of all-purpose bleached or unbleached flour is $2.99. Baking chips are 2 bags for $4. Western Family 2-pound bags of brown or powdered sugar are just 99 cents. And Western Family sweet cream salted or unsalted butter is 2 boxes for $5. That's a look at just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Imagine a mining company who nurtures butterflies. At Monsanto, we plant wildflower seeds on recently mined land. The flowers support a thriving butterfly population, which then feeds small birds, who are in turn hunted by eagles and hawks. By paying attention to nature's detail, Monsanto sustains a broader ecosystem. That's one reason why 6 federal and state agencies have honored us with their highest award for excellence in annual operations. Monsanto. Imagine.
Welcome back out to the home.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with Jay Hughes.
On KBRV The Bear and mylocalradio.com. I'm Caleb Burgraff alongside Kirby Martineau, the Soda Springs boys, and the Aberdeen Archers out onto the court as they are taking it to the court for the second time in 2 days. And part of this 3-day holiday invitational as we get set for the new year. Cardinals will be wearing their black uniforms. The Ambrose Archers will be wearing their whites with the powder blue highlights. We are going to have a chance to sit down and talk now with Coach Mick McCullough of the Soda Springs coaching staff as he talked with us about yesterday, his thoughts from that game, and how the Cardinals played, which for 3 quarters, I think they played the best basketball they have this season until things swept around and a switch got flipped in the 4th quarter and the Weezer Wolverines outscored them 23-10. Let's find out what Mick McCullough's thoughts on that game were on KBRV The Bear and mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with Mick McCullough, who is one of the assistant coaches for the Cardinals and really the only assistant coach up here this week for the PARMA tournament. Coach, yesterday against Weezer, a really good 3 quarters of basketball, and then I really felt like the team tried a little bit too hard in the 4th quarter. They didn't seem as comfortable and relaxed as they were the first 3. What were your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, Caleb, good morning. We did play some very good basketball. We asked the kids to come out to rebound. They rebounded well. They did the little things, fundamentals. They were tight. I thought we did an excellent job for the 3 quarters. And then they did have a kid get hot, but he got hot because we gave him the opportunity. So we had just a ton of turnovers right there in about a 3 or 4 minute period that we struggled with. And if we can take care of the ball, we're a pretty good team, and you saw that for 3 quarters. The kids were very disappointed. I think you'll see a different team as they come out today.
When you think about it, one of the big things that I've been noticing with this team this year has been the effort hasn't quite been there every single minute, and I felt like that took a big step up in that game against Weiser. Is that something that you guys have been looking for as a coaching staff in game?
Yeah, we're looking for the effort, but we're also looking for them to mesh. And, so it sure felt, and you got to watch the game, it felt like they meshed for 3 quarters there. I mean, we were seeing some good Soda Springs basketball. They were playing solid defense. They were taking care of the ball. And then again, like I said, we just had that 3 or 4 minute period that we gave them more opportunities than we should have. Kids will get hot and, they can come back and beat you. But, the issue was we gave them the opportunity, and we shouldn't have.
In today's game, you guys get Ambrose. And Ambrose, they may be a 1A school, but they're no pushover. The defending state champions beat Lapway to get that state championship as well. They don't have a ton of kids, but they have 3 kids coming back from that team. What do you expect from them?
They're going to be solid on defense. They're going to push us from one end to the other. We got to step up and play Soda Springs basketball. If we'll take care of the ball, if we'll go after every rebound, if we'll treat every possession like it's important, then we'll come out and we'll win against these kids. But they're solid. We can't take them lightly. And I think our kids are hungry. They're disappointed in the loss yesterday, so they're going to come out ready to play.
Mick, thanks so much for the time, and good luck to you and the Cardinals.
Thanks, Caleb.
You heard it right there from Mick. Cardinals needing to have a Soda Springs basketball performance. And Kirby, what does that mean to you?
Soda Springs basketball performance is, like he said, taking care of the ball, making every possession count.
And that's what they did for 3 quarters in yesterday's game until they had their 9 turnovers in the 4th quarter and got outscored 23-10. Talking with Coach Bergholm as well before this, he said, you know what, we were doing a really good job until we gave their kid the opportunity to get hot. It wasn't that he got hot, that happens, but it was that they gave him the opportunity. They gave him some looks, even if it was only fleeting looks from beyond the arc. And that's something that you just got to find a way to strive over. And unfortunately for the Cardinals, they couldn't rebound from that hot streak.
When a team has that type of a quarter, when they give up that many points and score so few, that tells you that it broke down on both sides of the ball, both on offense and defense. They gave up a lot of points there in that 4th quarter, and that really hurt them. If they could have played good defense even, they could have won the ball game. But when you play bad defense and play bad offense, then you really lose your chances of winning.
Well, the Cardinals will have a full force today as their 2 players who were sick yesterday are back. Riley Harris is back onto the court, as well as Morgan Steele. So we'll see what having those 2 back onto the court will do for Soda Springs. And they will be going up against an Ambrose team, which is coming off of a loss of their own, 62-37 to Caldwell. We'll take a look at the starting lineups for both these teams next, brought to you by Mountain View Dental in Soda Springs. After this break on KBRV The Bear and online with our live video stream at mylocalradio.com.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
So, who's going to do what? Flashlights?
Nowhere to be found.
Emergency supply kits?
Not packed.
What about blankets?
We have an old towel.
Cell phones?
May not work.
Emergency water?
Not a drop.
Perfect. We all know where we're meeting if we're separated.
The library. On Jones' house. The bus stop.
And I'll be waiting here wondering where you all are. Great. It sounds like we don't have a plan.
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Caribou County Athletics are being brought to you by Bear River Head Start, where they are now accepting applications for preschool. Call 435-755-0181 and enroll your 3 or 4-year-old children today.
I missed a mortgage payment, but now I'm turning things around. With Sam, I can.
Sam is Smart About Money, a free online resource from the National Endowment for Financial Education. We're an independent nonprofit foundation dedicated to helping people just like you get sound information about money at samican.org.
Business has fallen off at work, but I'm getting prepared for whatever the future holds. With Sam, I can.
Get empowered. Reach your financial goals. Visit samican.org.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, National Service Officers.
We've got an entire generation of men and women who have seen war. They're going to need voices.
Paralyzed Veterans of America represents them.
We're going to make sure that the Veterans Affairs gives them everything that they're entitled to.
Get all the health care they need.
Making a person's house adaptable.
And we also focus on getting them a job.
We help our veterans for free.
Changing lives, building futures. That's Paralyzed Veterans of America. To learn more, visit pva.org. A public service message from Paralyzed Veterans of America.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
Welcome back out to the Parma Holiday Invitational. The Soda Springs boys getting set to take on the Ambrose Archers from District 3, a 1A school. And I'll tell you what, when you look at the District 3 lineup of teams, there are like 12, 13 teams in that district. But there's not a lot of meat to that district when you talk to Coach Jay Hughes, and he says something like this, and the team they go against the Soda Springs Cardinals, will be a huge benefit to his team. And with that, we take a look at the starters he is going to send out onto the court in today's matchup, brought to you by Mountain View Dental, where they provide general and cosmetic dentistry for the whole family. And want to wish good luck to the Cardinals from Dr. Walker and his staff. For the Ambrose Archers, number 12, Oliver Warmoth, is going to be leading things off. Number 13, Matt Upmore is on the bench. I misread my own notes. Number 15, Jack Roberts, will be followed by number 22, Jackson Hughes, number 23, Ethan Christensen, and number 32, Matt Bowers. Not a lot of height on this Ambrose team. Their tallest player is 6 feet 1 inch tall, and he is their point guard, and that is Christensen, as well as Oliver Warmouth. Those two are the players to watch when you think about this team. On the other side for the Soda Springs Cardinals, talking with Coach Greg Bergholm, he said that it's going to be the same starters. At least that's what he told me before getting out there on to the court and seeing what he had. They do have a couple of extra players available to them, so we'll see if that plays any factor at all into who comes out on the court for the Soda Springs Cardinals. But if it is the same starters as yesterday, you'll see number 5, Henry Workman, followed by number 10, Rich Thompson, number 11, Kyle Olson, number 20, Will Sims, and number 23, Trey Smith. So we'll see if it follows that same set of starters, although right now it looks like Riley Harris is seated on the bench, so he might be coming out there on the court instead of Will Sims in the starting lineup.
Well, they can sure use his size. He's got a lot of size over everybody on the court. He's going to be awfully important as far as rebounding goes in this ballgame.
So the Soda Springs Cardinals getting set to take on the Ambrose Archers, as the Archers coming out in their white uniforms, Ambrose in powder blue written across the front, black numbers on the back and front with a blue stripe down the side ending in an arrow at the bottom with the crest of the Ambrose High School at the bottom of that. Cardinals in their traditional home blacks, Cardinals written across the front with red arrows pointing up the side to the Soda S. Henry Workman will be in the center circle alongside Ethan Christensen to take the opening tip. Christensen with the white headband and the long stringy hair set out over that headband, pushed to the back just to the side of his ears. Cardinals will be working right to left. Ambrose wins the opening tip, but it's Rich Thompson who comes away with it to get the Cardinals the first possession. Trey Smith, right side elbow, gets it back up top to Rich. He swings it to Olson. Down low, Harris is in the starting lineup, and he lays one up and in from the left block. Riley Harris immediately makes a contribution, and the Soda Springs Cardinals get themselves a 2-0 lead on the Summit Welding and Construction scoreboard. Ball brought forward by Warmoth. He's going to throw this one away, and a timeout taken quickly by Ambrose in order to avoid the turnover, and we'll keep this one right here with that timeout being taken. And Kirby, good start for the Soda Springs Cardinals there, and you like what they did getting the ball down low to their post. I do. I like that. There's no shots easier to make than the ones right into the basket, and that's what they're looking for, and that's what they're going to try and get as the day goes on. I was also glad to see them playing some pretty tough defense. And that full court press, something that they put against Weiser and showed a little bit of heart, and if they can put that against this Ambrose team, then you know that they could force this Ambrose team to work hard, especially when they don't necessarily have the depth of a bench that the Cardinals have. Ambrose will have the basketball on the near sideline to inbound. It will be Oliver Warman. Gets into the backcourt, picked up by Jackson Hughes, the son of Coach Jay Hughes, and he will bring this one forward across the center court logo. Goes to the right side. Jack Roberts gets it up top. He'll give it to Christensen as Ethan swings out to the left wing. Back over to Hughes. He pump fakes, now rises for three from beyond 22 feet, and the shot misses, but Christensen gets the board, steps into the lane, looks to pass the ball off, swings it left side. Warmoth up for three. That one off the back of the rim, and this time the rebound controlled by Ridge Thompson for the Soda Springs Cardinals. He'll bring it up, loses the ball. Workman picks it up on the left wing. He's stripped of the basketball, though, and the Cardinals turn it over for the first time in the game. Up the court, Jackson Hughes lays one up, and he's fouled on the way to the basket, so he's going to step to the line for a pair of free throws after the turnover turns into points, and this is something the Cardinals have to nip in the bud early. Foul picked up on the play by Riley Harris, and the free throw is up and good. So the Archers onto the scoreboard, and it's a 2-1 score on the Summit Welding Construction scoreboard just a minute into the game. Second free throw up, and that one follows the first one through. Knotting things up here, first quarter of play just underway at an early morning basketball game, 9:45 in the morning here in Parma, Idaho. Olsen with the ball, gets it to Trey Smith. Cardinals working against the full court press of the Archers. Over to Riley Harris, who doesn't pick up a pass as he looked to a wide open hoop, and the ball goes sailing off of his left hand, and the Cardinals turn it over again. A brain-dead mistake made by the Cardinals on that possession. Ball brought forward up the left sideline. It'll be Paul Yanor to take the basketball. Gives it left side, and now Hughes takes it top of the key. Drives to his left, gives off to Christensen, right side wing. Picked up top. Jack Roberts goes to the left side. Yanor again with the basketball, looks down low, now gives outside to Christensen. He'll back it out. Ethan pulls it between the two logos. Goes to the right, 6:20 to go here in the game. Steps into the lane, loses the ball, and is picked up by Trey Smith, who will bring it back the other way. Cardinals defense forces their first turnover of the game. Trey Smith gives it to his right. It'll be taken by Ridge Thompson, who airballs a shot, rebounded underneath by Olsen, who gets 2 rebounds before being fouled, and he'll step to the line. Ridge Thompson lining it up from deep, and his range this early, not quite that far out quite yet.
That's padding your numbers down there. Getting that rebound and then put it up, get another rebound.
So Olsen to the line for 2, makes his first. Olsen went 3 of 5 from the free throw line last night as the foul was picked up by Jackson Hughes, his first. Second free throw also follows the first one through, cleanly splashing the net up into the air, and the Cardinals lead by 2. 4-2 on the Summit Welding and Construction scoreboard. Ambrose with the basketball, getting up at the head to Christensen, right side corner, stopping and popping from 19 feet is Jackson Roberts. He can't hit it, and Trey Smith with the rebound. Up ahead, pocket pass to the left side, missed by Olsen, rebounded by Workman once, rebounded by Workman twice, and now Olsen ties up Ambrose down low as Paul Yanor comes away with the rebound. The Cardinals not making layups in this early stage of the game, and that is costing them points on the scoreboard right now as Ambrose will come away with the basketball, working left to right. Far side, Jackson Hughes brings it up across the timeline. He'll step into lane, kick pass to the left side corner, 3 ball up and good. Splashed home by Ethan Christensen, and Ambrose has their first lead, 5-4 with 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Trey Smith with the ball, brings up the far sideline, gets through a double team into lane, behind the back pass, and gets this one into the hands of Harris, who lays it up and in. Cardinals really running that fast break well and penetrating to their bigs. 5:10 to go. Ball bounced up near the top of the key. Hughes feeds it to the right side. Yanor puts up a shot. That's no good, and rebounded by Harris as it was probably popped up into the air by the defense. I think it was Olsen who came out to get a hand in the face. Trey Smith, right side wing, passing inside. Henry Workman fouled as he got caught in between a posse of 3 Archers, and the Archers will foul him, as whenever you have that many people in a close space, it's really tough to get out of the elevator without fouling.
It really is, but that's the advantage that we have was we get to shoot the free throws.
Foul picked up on the play by Ethan Christensen, his first, and the first free throw by Workman goes through the netting. And the Cardinals lead up to 2 once again, 7-5. We'll see if they can build that by 1 more, as Henry, who scored 15 points in what was his best offensive game of the year yesterday afternoon, looks to try and continue that progress on the season. As the second free throw, no good. Rebound inside, lost out of bounds by Yanor. We're talking to Coach Jay Hughes, his brother, was one of the big keys to the team last year for them making it that state championship and winning it. And he has a lot of shoes to fill as far as that. Ball says to be out of bounds off of the Cardinals. So the Archers will bring it up. Ynor straight up court, loses the ball, pulled out of his hands by Rich Thompson, who cleanly picks it, brings it up, 4-on-3 offense, and the Cardinals will use that quickly with the transition layup by Henry Workman, who gets his 3rd point of the game. Cardinals lead by 4, 9-5. Ambrose moving the ball to the near side. Hughes gets it up top, taken there by Jack Roberts, swings it to Christensen, left side wing. Holds the ball, guards, drives on Smith, and the ball will be thrown off of the thigh of one of the Cardinals and into the Cardinals bench as Kyle Olson will check into the game. And on to the bench will go Trey Smith. Also into the game, Riley Simmons with 4:19 to go in the first quarter. Ball's going to be inbounded, taken on the near side wing, passed up to the top of the key. Christensen now moves it to the right side corner. Simmons guarding there on Hughes. They'll move it up to Roberts as Jack puts up a 3 ball. That's off the front of the rim, no good. And Workman saves it from going out of bounds and gets another rebound. That's his 3rd. It'll be Thompson, backside pass, trying to get it into Riley Harris as the Cardinals really focusing on giving him the basketball, but the pass behind Harris, and it ends up going out of bounds into the hands of the Archers. 3 turnovers for the Cardinals in 4 minutes. Ambrose now taking possession. 3:56 to go, first quarter of play, 9-5 lead for the Cardinals as Hughes will loft the pass to the near side to Christensen, steps to the free throw line behind the sidestep pass, gets into the corner. It'll be Hughes lining up a triple. Jackson Hughes gets his first, and the Archers with 8 points trailing by 1 to the Cardinals midway through the first quarter of play. Ridge Thompson goes right side. Kyle Olson takes it on the wing, guarded out there by Warmouth. Now up top to Ridge. They swing it left side. Riley Simmons looking down low, trying to get it to Workman, and lost one over the head of Workman as instead of stepping back, Workman stepped to his right, and Simmons misread what Henry was going to do and turns it over again. 4 turnovers now for the Cardinals as their passing has not quite been crisp yet, but I like the looks they're trying to get.
I do too. I like the fact they're trying to get into the big man. That way, if he can't get the shot, he can get it back out for an easy shot outside.
Archers will bring the ball up, right side. Presley checked to the game. Noah Good tries to drive baseline, but he does a tap dance outside the 3-point line beforehand and turns it over to the Soda Springs Cardinals. So Noah Good gives it back to Soda, and they can bring it up right to left. Ridge Thompson takes the point. 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go. As he crosses the timeline, walks it to his left, bounce pass up top, Dylan Downs. He'll put up a 3 ball, nothing but nylon on the way through with your first Bear Lake Drug 3-pointer of the game for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Their lead back up to 4. Dylan Downs, a dangerous weapon from the outside, fresh into the game. To the right side, Hughes pulls up, triple team by the Cardinals, and it's going to be stripped by Ridge, but out of bounds. Last touch by the Cardinals senior point guard. 2:49 to go. And Ridge Thompson will guard Hughes on the inbound, who bounces it to the backcourt where Ethan Christensen picks it up and brings it across the timeline himself. 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go. And an offensive foul. Christensen extending the elbow, and Kyle Olson is going to pick up the charge as he stood his ground and got his feet set. Kyle Olson very good at being quick down there. And that one not even in the post either. That one out by the 3-point line.
They're playing good defense all over the court right now, and I like what I see.
Couple of 3-pointers made by the Ambrose Archers. The only points really on the board for them other than free throws. Cardinals will run a play to get Olson a look inside. He lays one up on the right side of the lane, and Kyle Olson's got his 4th point of the game, tied for the leading scorer for the Cardinals, 14-8. They're on top with 2 minutes and 24 to go on the Summit Welding Construction scoreboard. Ambrose, though, will give it to Noah Good, lays one up, and he's fouled as the Cardinals defense went by, and the official calls it on Henry Workman, who gets his first foul, and Noah Good can step to the line after missing the layup down on the left block. 2:19 to go, and Noah's first free throw will be good. Kicks off the rim and down after a pump fake on the free throw. Everyone's got their own routine.
They do. I'm surprised there wasn't a bunch of guys in the key before that ball left his hand.
One more free throw coming up as Noah will line this one up, puts it up, and that one good as well. So the lead cut back down to 4, 14-10. Cardinals have led by as many as 6 in the ball game so far. Good will check out as into the game for him will be number 14, who I do not have on my roster. I'm going to assume that is Matt Upmore. Over on the right side, Riley Simmons with a shot, no good. Rebounded by Jack Roberts. Up the far sideline comes Hughes. Jackson drives to the left corner, loses the ball, and they're going to say last touch by him, and turned over to the Soda Springs Cardinals. So the Cardinals all of a sudden matching the Ambrose Archers.
Ball's out the donut stand.
Wanted to go fill itself up a little bit.
I guess.
Near that of the hospitality room down that hallway. Minute and 56 seconds to go. 14-10. The Cardinals up by 4 as Trey Smith goes to the right side. Pass to Steele. Morgan gets it back to Trey, who looks down low and wheels one in to Olsen, whose turnaround fader is no good. And another rebound goes to Jack Roberts. Only the 4th rebound of this half by the Archers, and the Cardinals won't let them do anything with it as they steal it away. But the Archers return the favor. Stealing it back down the court goes Hughes, and he's fouled on his way to the hoop by Morgan Steele, who did everything he could to just try and slow the momentum down of Hughes, who was flying into the lane. Minute and 31 seconds to go with the clock stopped, and free throws 5 and 6 for the Archers coming up, and they have yet to miss. Hughes himself 2 for 2, and the old broadcaster's jinx goes ahead and ends that streak. My apologies to Jackson Hughes. And he'll have one more coming up. 5 points in the game, tried to make it 6, and he can't do it there either as Trey Smith pulls down the rebound on the right side, gets it up ahead. Downs goes down low to Olsen, who's wails around, turns it up, can't get the shot to fall, and Jackson Hughes comes away with the ball for the Archers, not giving the Cardinals the second chance points that they were earlier on in the game. Right side, ball's taken by Warmouth as he looks to drive baseline, now pulls it back out, picks up his dribble, and gives one into the lane, and a foul is going to be called on the back side of the pass as Riley Simmons got caught reaching and draped over Jack Roberts. So to inbound the ball will be Paul Yanor, but not before a timeout taken by the Archers. We'll take a timeout with them. Back after this with more on KBRV The Bear and online with our live video stream at mylocalradio.com.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma, or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Welcome back out to the home of the Parma Invitational, the holiday classic that the Cardinals have participated in the last 3 years. For the Soda Springs boys, they have finished in 4th place and 1st place in this tournament. The Soda Springs girls, they have yet to see anything but a championship trophy come home with them on the bus, as they've won it both times they've been here. 1 minute and 7 seconds to go. The Soda Springs boys looking to try and get the consolation championship into their hands, as they need a win against Ambrose, and they're on their way to it. 14-10 they lead with 1 minute and 7 seconds to go. To inbound the basketball, Ethan Christensen on the baseline, over to the far side corner. Jackson Hughes for 3. He's got his 2nd triple of the game and 8 points of the 13 that the Archers have scored. Downs to answer back. A Bear Lake Drug three-pointer rolls out of the rim, and it's rebounded by Hughes on the backside. It'll be back to the Archers, the chance to take the lead with 50 seconds to go. Hughes, nobody gets on him. He steps into a 3, no good. Rebounded inside of the paint and laid up by Yanor, and the offensive putback gets the Archers their lead 15-14. 37 seconds to go. Steele up the left side wing. Looking inside for Harris as his man falls down. Harris steps into lane but travels first as he didn't take the dribble. He was focused on trying to get into the hoop. And the 6th turnover for the Soda Springs Cardinals will give the Archers a chance to continue what has already turned into a 7-0 run. 30.8 seconds to go as the Cardinals will make some substitutions in. Dylan Downs will take a seat on the bench. Henry Workman back out onto the court as Trey Smith guards the front court and forces the Archers to pass it back and forth before skipping one ahead. Left side corner, Yanor for 3, no good. Rebounded by Christensen though, and the Cardinals will give the Archers another chance with 14 seconds to go. Bounce pass to the lane, thrown out of bounds as Yanor came up. The pass went low, and it goes out of bounds to Soda Springs. 6 turnovers apiece here in the first quarter now with 11.8 seconds to go. Soda Springs a chance to try and get one final bucket and get themselves back into the lead going to the second quarter of play. Trey Smith will bring it forward, walking it slowly, 6 seconds to go. Clock continues to wind. Trey goes to his right. He's going to be bumped. And picking up the foul, Jack Roberts gets his first. And Morgan Steele will inbound from the far sideline with 3.4 seconds to go. Steele looking in, gets Workman top of the key, rising for 3. Count it! Henry Workman responds with a triple as the buzzer goes off. He's got his first Bear Lake Drug three-pointer of the game and 6 points to lead the Cardinals to a 17-15 lead at the end of the first quarter.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno-flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone. Food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
It's time for us to take a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the weeks of December 15th through the 28th. And if you're doing any holiday baking, Lalaton's is the place to go. Grab Western Family 4-pound bags of granulated sugar for $1.49. Western Family 10-pound bags of all-purpose bleached or unbleached flour is $2.99. Baking chips are 2 bags for $4. Western Family 2-pound bags of brown or powdered sugar are just 99 cents. And Western Family sweet cream salted or unsalted butter is 2 boxes for $5. That's a look at just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Welcome back here to the home of the Parma Invitational on KBRV The Bear and mylocalradio.com. The Soda Springs Cardinals with a 17-15 lead over the Ambrose Archers in what was a very entertaining first quarter of play, 17-15. I think the Cardinals getting a good test from the defending state champs at the 1A Division I level, who beat the Lapway team 67-62. Trey Smith with the ball, bounce pass inside, picked off by Ambrose, and the Cardinals start out with their 7th turnover of the game to open up the second quarter of play. They still lead by 2, though, 17-15. And on the right side, Ambrose looking down low as Christensen passes the ball. It's going to be taken by Roberts, who flies into the lane and lays one up hard off the glass, but can't get it to drop down as the rebound picked up by Workman. Trey Smith will bring it up the right sideline to his right. Inside pass underneath the arm is going to be shot up and somehow climbs the rim. Riley Harris pulling off a magic act to get that one to fall down. 19-15 with a 40 seconds gone by in the second quarter. Christensen takes it on the far side, looks to his left, drives into the lane, kicked outside though. It'll be taken by Warmoth up there and picked up top by Hughes. Almost batted away, but Hughes gets possession of it, and with 7:05 to go, he'll hold it on the left wing. Goes to the corner. Yenor holds it there, gets it up top. Now Roberts looks to swing it around, and he finds Christensen. Cardinals working in a man defense as they shift around with all the screens that the Archers are doing, and driving into the lane is Christensen, and falling to the court is Olsen, as he's helped up by Steele, and the foul is picked up by Kyle Olsen inside. 2 free throws coming up for Yenor, as they do say it was a shooting foul. And the Archers, who are 4 of 6 from the line, will look to continue what was good free throw shooting until they missed their last 2. First free throw finds its way down. Yenor up to 3 points. The Archers, 4 different players have scored so far in the game, being led by Jackson Hughes with his 8 points. For the Soda Springs Cardinals, they've also had 4 different players score in the game. 6:52 to go, second quarter of play. Very early going of this contest, and the second free throw by Christensen was at the line for both of those. My mistake, and he knocks down both free throws for his 4th and 5th points of the game. On the right side, it'll be Thompson giving the ball around. Workman gets it in the corner as Ridge flashes from the post, Henry goes back up top, and Smith will take the basketball and reset the offense. Tries to drive, and a blocking foul is going to be called. Trying to step in front and take the charge is Yenor, and the 5th team foul will be picked up by the the Ambrose Archers. Aberdeen Archers sounds so much more fluid, though.
It does.
Ball to be inbounded, and it'll be lofted in. Workman takes the basketball, steps to the three-point line, underneath pass to Smith, going back outside to Thompson, who finds Smith again right side corner. Up top, Thompson goes to the free throw line. Bounce pass inside to Workman, fed outside to Smith as Trey puts up a three, high off of the back rim, rebounded by Christensen and pushed up the court. Christensen into the lane, reverse layup, gets it! And the foul. What an athletic play by Christensen flying into the lane.
He wasn't going to let anything stop him from getting to the basket.
Had to hold off a moment to make sure that it wasn't an offensive foul, but they said Trey Smith didn't get his feet set, and it ties the game up at 19 with a free throw to try and give them the lead. Can't knock it home, and the Soda Springs Cardinals will see Workman pull down his 5th rebound already. Up the right side, Trey Smith now goes into lane, cuts left corner, picked up there by Thompson. Pass goes to Bybee, who was stripped to the ball by Christensen. Another turnover for the Cardinals. Will it turn into points for the Archers? Yes, it could, as Christensen fouled by Workman, who got hung out to dry on that steal and was a one-on-one race to the lower right block, and Christensen won.
He did, and that's the 2nd foul.
So Workman bordering on 2 fouls already, as the first free throw by Christensen no good. He's 0 for 2 in his last 2, but is 2 for 4. 5 minutes and 55 seconds to go. Still tied at 19 apiece here. He's getting set to check in is Josh Nipper, who is our mystery number 14. Would like to thank the fine fellow over at Backroads Broadcasting for helping us out with that number. As the second free throw does go down, and Ethan Christensen has all 5 of the points for the Archers in the second quarter, and they lead it 20-19. 1-point edge as Thompson into the lane, lays one up as he steps through a double team. No good, but Trey Smith with the offensive putback as he followed into the lane, gets his first basket of the game. Foul's going to be called on the way up the court, this time on Ridge Thompson. That is the 7th team foul on the Cardinals, and it's going to send Jack Roberts to the free throw line for 1-1. Cardinals getting a little bit reachy out there on the court right now.
Yeah, Ridge didn't like that call either. I think it was a good call. He just didn't get there quite quick enough.
First free throw good from Jack Roberts. He's onto the scoreboard for the first time in the game. And the score is at 21-21. And it will go to 22-21 as the second free throw good. And subbing in, Jackson Hughes will come into the game for Josh Nipper. So Josh, a very, very brief performance out there on the court. Jackson Hughes comes back in, the son of Coach Jay Hughes, point guard on the court. And it'll be Trey Smith to bring it forward again. Gets very loose with where he's holding the basketball. Gets it back after giving it to Ridge. Shot up and skips off the rim. No good. Rebounded inside by Yenor, who gets it up ahead. No, takes it himself. Drives to the right side wing. Picks up his dribble and gives it up top to Hughes. Jackson drives left side of the lane. Lays it up with a right-hand finger roll, but an offensive foul. Hughes takes the ball in, but Ridge Thompson stepping in and taking the charge as a sub will check in. Will Sims getting his first minutes on the court for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Will sub out there for Jackson Hughes. That's his 2nd foul, 16th foul on the Ambrose Archers. And it'll be Ridge Thompson to bring the ball forward, coming straight up the center of the court. 5 minutes and 13 seconds to go. Ridge looks to his right, drives that way after getting a screen from Sims. Picks up his dribble, lopes one into the lane. Harris can't finish the rebound, which is a shot, and Ethan Christensen is going to bring the ball back up court. Right side, Hughes pump fakes, gets open for 3 from the wing. That one is no good after sitting up for a moment and bouncing into the hands of Trey Smith. He comes up the right far sideline, pulls up his dribble, loses the ball, and bounces it back into play to the Archers as the Cardinals turn it over for a 9th time. Up the court, Ambrose, far side. It's going to be a shot up from Christensen. No good off the front of the rim. Follows his shot, though. Inside, lays one up, reverse. Can't get that to go. And Trey Smith another rebound as the Cardinals will try to answer back. Down by 1, 22-21. Inside the lane, Ridge Thompson flies to the basket. He's fouled from behind. That one goes on Ethan Christensen, who picks up his 3rd foul, and he most likely will spend the remainder of the second quarter on the bench. Ridge Thompson getting his first bucket of the game on a reaching layup And a timeout taken by the Soda Springs Cardinals. We'll take one with them. 23-22 on the Summit Welding and Construction scoreboard. 4:31 left to go on the home for Caribou County Athletics.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Soda Springs Cardinals fans here at the game, really representing, I think, the majority of the people here in the stands, as Ambrose not bringing a whole bunch of people to this, but as a 1A school, not necessarily the amount of followers that Soda has as a 2A school, as Kirby mentioned, as the free throw from Rich Thompson out of the timeout, good. And the Cardinals lead by 2, 24-22. The two sides trading leads right now. Neither side really able to get any major advantage, as Jackson Hughes will try and tie this game up again. Goes to his left, bounce pass to Warmoth on the far side. He'll step to his left at the elbow. Pass around. Nipper moves it around. This time it'll be picked up by Hughes, right side wing. Gives it back up top to Jack Roberts. Now back over to Hughes. 4:05 to go as the Ambrose Archers really taking their time working the ball inside. A lot of guards in this, but very aggressive when it comes to going towards the hoop and driving to the lane. Into the paint, it'll be Hughes as he gets around the Cardinals defense, flips the pass outside. They'll reset, and Yenor will find an opening on the right side wing, but his free ball off the mark and kicks into the hands of Riley Simmons. Riley will give off to Thompson, and Ridge will bring the ball forward as he crosses the logo. Crosses over Hughes, beats him to the lane, pops into the lane, and lays one up again. That's where the triple hop comes into play, as that was a fantastic move by Ridge to get himself open. 26-22. 3 minutes and 24. I think track coaches just drooled over that triple jump. Far side, Hughes with the basketball. Riley Simmons comes out to pick him up as they switch off the Ridge. It's going to be a shot put up. Yenor pulls down the rebound, but is stripped away from him on the play by Will Sims, and back the other way come the Cardinals. Get past to the top of the key. Will lost one underneath. Harris goes up, and he's going to be batted and bumped, and out of bounds it goes, and he's frustrated with himself after the hot start for Harris slowed down a little bit here in the last quarter or so. 3 minutes to go in the first half of play. 26-22, Cardinals lead. Jackson Hughes breaks the press. Right side, it's Yenor who hesitates from underneath the basket. Kick pass, top of the key. It's a wide open Roberts for a Bear Lake Drug three-pointer, and the Cardinals lead cut back down to 1. 25-26, the Archers back within a point. 2 minutes and 39 seconds to go. Ridge Thompson points out for a screen, gets it, goes to the lane, lays one up, and he gets it to go. Ridge on a scoring streak. He scored the Cardinals' last 7, and they are back up by 3, 28-25. On the near side, Roberts has the ball poked away, but he touched it last on the way out of bounds and turns it over again. So the Cardinals and the Archers tied up at 9 turnovers apiece, and the Cardinals have the 3-point edge on the Summit Welding and Construction scoreboard here close to the end of the second quarter. Ridge will bring it over to the right side as he's going to get another screen, goes underneath the basket, goes to Downs, left side corner for 3, count it! Dylan Downs gets his second triple of the game, and the Cardinals lead building. It's a 6-point edge, 31-25. The offense really starting to click together. It'll be Jackson Hughes with the ball for the Ambrose Archers. Goes to his left. Harris steps out to guard him. Now he drives in. Teardrop up and missed off the back rim. Ridge Thompson with the ball, driving up the court. He's going to take on a one-on-one matchup with Roberts. No good on the shot, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Ambrose Archers, so the Cardinals will keep possession on the loose ball out of bounds. Simmons will check out of the game. Back in Trey Smith. Also Kyle Olson back onto the court as Riley Harris will take a seat on the bench. Minute and 51 seconds to go. Downs to inbound the ball. Gets it in. It'll be taken by Rich Thompson. Bounce pass underneath. Will Sims turns around. Stripped to the basketball. It's loose, but Olson is able to get it back. Right side. Downs open for another 3. Is he feeling it? He is. 3 triples in the game. Dylan Downs raining it from downtown as the Cardinals lead swells to 9 on another triple from the Bear Lake Drug three-point line. The Archers trying to answer back. Can't hit from the top of the key as Roberts cannot knock that one home. Downs pulls down the rebound, and it'll be the Cardinals going underneath. Will Sims lays one up high off the glass. Will gets himself onto the board for the first time, and the Cardinals lead up to 11, 36-25. This game was a 1-point game at 25-26. Ambrose gives the ball back to Roberts with 1 minute and 4 seconds left to go, and a timeout taken by the Ambrose Archers, who will keep this one right here as it's just a 30-second timeout. And Kirby, this the same Cardinals team we saw for 3 quarters yesterday.
They're playing exactly the same type of ball. They're getting a good offensive pattern going, and they're playing tough defense, and it's paying off for them. They got an 11-point lead here just going into the halftime.
And all of it on a 10-0 run, sparked, you got to say, by Ridge Thompson and the drives that he made inside the lane, and now the defense focusing on him, and he's passing it around to everybody he sees, and it's winding up with Dylan Downs finding himself open for a pair of triples, one from the left wing and one from the right wing.
That really has made a difference, too. When you get somebody that can knock down 3 3-pointers as quickly as he did, then you got to focus your whole defense on the team around that one person. Now, who knows, Thompson could be open for some more shots or somebody else.
Cardinals have already scored 19 points in the quarter, 17 the first quarter. They lead by 11, 36-25 with 1 minute and 3 seconds to go as Ambrose gets set to inbound from the far side. It'll be picked up and brought in by Jackson Hughes. Goes to his left on the wing, hands the ball off, picked up and brought around to the right side wing by Roberts. Inside, Hughes passes it to Christensen. He'll step around the screen, gets it up top. Yanor open for 3, and he cashes one in. It's starting to really drop down. Bear Lake Drug 3-pointers, and it's back to an 8-point lead for the Cardinals. 36-28. Ridge Thompson will bring the ball forward. Comes to his left, and on the wing, he'll slow it up. Bounce pass up top, Downs. He's open for a moment, doesn't take the 3, pump fakes twice, and gives off to Smith. Trail bring it back around, and with 30 seconds to go, Ridge Thompson feeds one down low to Olsen, who goes underneath. Reverse layup to the right side. Kyle Olsen's got 6, and the Cardinals up by 10. 38-28, riding the strength of a run right now. That was a 10-0 run, is now a 12-3 run. Hughes brings it up with 11 seconds to go as the Archers will hold for the final shot of the quarter. It'll be Hughes to his left side on the wing. Tries to get into the lane, gives it outside to Roberts, who walks with the basketball. Decided to take a stroll on a cold, chilly December day and turns it over to the Cardinals. 10 turnovers now for Ambrose, and a team that they turned it over 21 times against Caldwell yesterday.
That's a lot of turnovers for a ball game. Going to have a hard time winning very many.
Smith, buzzer beater, will not go. He got it to go yesterday, but can't get this one to drop through. But the Soda Springs Cardinals can live without, as they put up 21 points in the second quarter. They lead this one 38-28 over the Ambrose Archers from District 3. Back after this with your halftime show, brought to you by Bear Lake Drug on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever. And to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us. And the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Imagine a mining company that respects the quality of the environment and health of natural ecosystems. At Monsanto, we don't begin mining unless we can ensure every safeguard is in place to respect the environment. And if they're not, then we don't mine. Simple as that. That's why we take steps before, during, and after mining to reach our goal of leaving the land even better than we found it. Monsanto. Imagine.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Welcome back out to the Bear Lake Drug halftime show as we go into our Gary H. Tuescher CPA first half highlights. I'm Caleb Burgraff alongside Kirby Martineau. We'll take a look at the highlights of the first half, and then we will jump into a look at what the bracket is starting to shape up like. And for the Soda Springs Cardinals, balanced scoring so far. It is a pleasure to see this team working right now. 7 different players have scored, and 8 different players have contributed statistically by my records. They're being led by Dylan Downs, 9 points on 3 3-pointers in the game so far, including a couple of big ones to help them on a 10-0 run that really expanded their lead and got it up to as many as 11 in that first half of play. 7 points for Ridge Thompson, all of those in the second quarters. He started that run. Henry working with 6 points and 5 boards. Kyle Olson, 6 points and 2 rebounds. Riley Harris, 6 points and 1 rebound. As a team, the Cardinals, 17 rebounds, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, and 9 turnovers. A very, very good performance from the Cardinals so far.
I've been really impressed. Starting out the ball game, it was Riley Harris that was doing the damage underneath, and then Thompson kind of took over the offense and started doing really well, and then all of a sudden we got Dylan Downs that popped 3 3-pointers in a row. That really makes it difficult for the opponent because they have to shift their defense around, and they don't know which one to guard. Now they've got 1 underneath, they got 2 outside that are scoring points, and what do you do as a coach?
And that's without having Henry Workman necessarily putting up a huge numbers in the second quarter, all 6 of his points coming in the first quarter. That's without necessarily seeing Will Sims doing anything big yet. Trey Smith hasn't done anything big yet. This team, when they play well, can be a dynamic force of different weapons. On the other side for the Archers, really it's been 2 players that have really hurt the Cardinals. Jackson Hughes with 8 points, Ethan Christensen 8 points and 5 rebounds, Paul Yanor with 5 points and 4 rebounds. Those are the main players so far for the Archers. They like to shoot the outside 3-point shot though. They've made 5 of them after going 0 for 10 yesterday against Caldwell.
I was watching as they were warming up out there before the ball game started. They have a lot of 3-point shooters, and during the warm-up, they were all shooting 3-pointers. Very few of them were underneath the basket making those easy shots. They all shot from outside. So, at some point in the ball game, especially if they get behind and need to come back, they're going to put those guys out there and run plays to open them up for an easy shot.
We've already seen that so far. Ambrose probably shooting somewhere around 30 or 40% from 3 right now, but we'll see if that improves as the second half rolls on. Now, before we get to the second half of action, let's take a quick look at what's coming up next for us as the Soda Springs Cardinals girls basketball team will be taking on Caldwell, a team that was able to really romp over the Marsing Huskies in their first game, 68-36, a 32-point win. Marsing then gave Emmett a fight, and Emmett, another 4A school, 63-58 in that matchup. What do the Cardinals need to do today in order to get a win against Caldwell after what? It was a big win. They won by 27, but still somewhat a lackluster performance against Nissa in the opening day.
Well, they need to do the same thing as they played yesterday. They need to play tough on defense. They need that half-court trap, trying to keep the ball from getting down underneath into the hands of their big people. If they can do that and force them to shoot from outside, I think we'll have a lot better chance of picking up a win.
That game will start at 2 o'clock. We will be on the air with your pregame show starting at 1:40 right here from Parma High School. We'll have another standout student interviews with hopefully members of each of the 2 teams that are going to be playing, and we will be bringing you that action coming up. 3 minutes and 26 seconds to go before the start of the second half of action. The Soda Springs Cardinals with a 38-28 lead. This has been your Bear Lake Drug halftime show on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com. Brought to you by Bear Lake Drug, where they have everything you need to get better quick and carry durable medical equipment for purchase or rent. Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. Call them at 208-847-1421. These have also been your first half highlights, brought to you by Gary Tusher, CPA in Montpelier. Back after this with your second half on your home for Caribou County Athletics.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved. It's time for us to take a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the weeks of December 15th through the 28th. And if you're doing any holiday baking, Lalaton's is the place to go. Grab Western Family 4-pound bags of granulated sugar for $1.49. Western Family 10-pound bags of all-purpose bleached or unbleached flour is $2.99. Baking chips are 2 bags for $4. Western Family 2-pound bags of brown or powdered sugar are just 99 cents. And Western Family sweet cream salted or unsalted butter is 2 boxes for $5. That's a look at just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Second half action coming your way from Parma High School on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com. The Soda Springs boys getting set for action. 38-28, they lead on the Summit Welding and Construction scoreboard. By the way, we've missed a couple of reads for them, so I want to make sure that you know that Sanders Furniture and Appliances is sponsoring all inbounds plays here, as they carry only the best brands, including Lazy Boy, Amana, Maytag, Whirlpool, and more. Sanders Furniture and Appliances consistently making your house a home. Cardinals looking to try and get their first win of the Parma Invitational, and they are 16 minutes from doing it with a 10-point lead, as Ambrose will start off with the basketball. And it will be Warmouth to get the ball into Hughes, and Jackson brings it up across the timeline with 7:55 to go. Just underway, second half of action. Christensen up top, Hughes swings it around to the right side. Right there is going to be Roberts, who skips a pass to the near side. Christensen holds it there. Stringy here, flailing out over the top of his headband, and a reaching foul is going to be called on Olsen, as he did not give enough space for Christensen to move, and gets whistled for the foul. Judging by the look on your face, I believe you say ticky-tacky.
Well, he was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time, that's all.
It's a good way to put it. Cardinals back to their defensive set, working a zone defense around the outside of the painted area. Inside to the right block will be Warmouth as he dribbles his way out of a trap, but then throws the ball away, and it's picked off by Riley Harris, and the Cardinals get their first turnover of the second half. Ball will be brought forward by Thompson to the right side. Olsen holds the basketball, goes to his right, kicks it to the corner. Right there's Thompson before moving it up top to Smith. Trey backs up to the top of the key, finds Thompson, floats a pass inside, picked off by Christensen as it was off target, and Christensen will lose the ball, but it's picked up by Yanor as he brings it up himself. Goes over to Roberts, who centers the ball between the rings, looks to drive into the zone. Instead, passes out to Christensen. Near side, ball's going to be taken, and a travel called as picking up the back foot is Oliver Warmoth, and is turned back over to the Cardinals. Neither side able to get an official basket off yet, as it's been 3 turnovers on 3 possessions. Soda Springs again with Ridge Thompson bringing it up, gives to Kyle Olson on the right side wing. Kyle floats one to Workman. He's left open, passes down low into a triple-teamed Riley Harris, who has the ball poked away, gets it back, and Trey Smith will bring it forward. Not sure about that pass from Workman. Like to see him step to the free throw line and take the shot. He'll try and do that this time as he goes into the short right corner and splashes it home, and that's why I would have liked him to take that last shot before. A minute and a half gone by in the third quarter, 40-28. 12-point edge for the Cardinals, biggest of the game so far, overtaking their 11-point lead they had midway through the second, excuse me. Inside, Warma changes it all. No! Blows an easy bunny on the inside as Kyle Olson comes away with the rebound, and he'll bring it up for the Cardinals. 2 minutes gone by in the third quarter on the Summit Welding and Construction scoreboard with a 40-28 lead. Ball up to Thompson. Goes to his left at the free throw line. Bounce pass down low into the hands of Harris, who lays one up and in from the backside. He's got his 8th point of the game, and the Cardinals lead up to 14. Up the court quickly is going to be Warmoth, and he travels inside, and he knew it as soon as he took the extra step. He saw the big body of Riley Harris, the 6'6" frame loom in front of him, and thought about it.
What would you do? I would have thought about it too.
Ball up into the hands of the Cardinals after the third turnover of the third quarter by the Archers. They have yet to get a shot off. Cardinals with the ball on the far side. Smith brings it to the top of the key, drives into the lane to the hoop. Right side, can't finish the layup, and Hughes on the backside gets the rebound on the offensive side, his third. Into the paint, it'll be Christensen. Spin move to the outside, finds Hughes. Now to Roberts, and he gives it to Christensen. Left side, corner for 3, that's no good. And rebounded by Rich Thompson. Gets the outlet pass up ahead to Olson, who steps big to the hoop. Lays it up and in. Workman dangerously close to basket interference, though, on the play as he got very close to touching the rim on the way in. All the left side corner now is a 16-point edge, has the Cardinals rolling as they've scored the first 6 points of the third quarter of play. 5 minutes to go here. Third quarter into the paint, stepping to the hoop and putting up a little fader is Roberts. He can't hit it. Ridge Thompson, another rebound as he'll push the pace, gives it across the lane to Trey Smith. Pump fakes on the low block, throws one at the basket and can't get it to go. Went halfway down before kicking out. Ethan Christensen back with the basketball with his 6th rebound of the game. Pass underneath, and not expecting the pass, Josh Nipper sees it go past him into the padding, and another turnover to the Cardinals. 14 of them will have a timeout called by the Ambrose Archers, and we will take a break with them. Back after this on KVRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Out of the noise.
Welcome back out to the home of the Parma Holiday Invitational. Caleb Bergraff alongside Kirby Martineau as we discuss the morning rituals that could happen tomorrow. Hoping we get to sleep in, hoping you get to, well, it's a work day, so I guess you might not get to sleep in if you're listening into this, but we are hoping that it will be a 12:30 start instead of the 9:30 start tomorrow. The loser of this game goes to the 9:30 game for 7th place. The winner of this game will go into the Consolation Championship that will be played at 12:30. 44-28, Cardinals lead by 16, seemingly well on their way to that Consolation Championship game. And it will be Riley Simmons to inbound the ball. Sanders Furniture and Appliance inbounds pass to Ridge Thompson to bring it forward as he steps across the timeline, spins into the lane, goes all the way to the hoop, lays it up with the left hand wildly. Not sure I like the shot, but as he goes scrambling for the loose ball, can't get it, and the pass up ahead to Christensen will result in a fast break score, all off the deep pass of Paul Yanor to get it up ahead. Now he steals it away, and the Cardinals watch as they turn it over, but the Archers turn it over right back to Soda Springs. A little bit of confusion outside the half-court line. Dylan Downs feeling another three-pointer, can't hit it, but right there, Riley Simmons, he can't hit it, and Riley Harris cashes in another one as he knocks that one home, and an injured player, Paul Yanor, is going to make his way to the bench, and he is holding his right arm and right shoulder in pain, as he was fighting for the rebound inside and not sure what it is, but he is definitely on the bench and he is definitely gripping that shoulder. Ball brought up by Ambrose as they will get it after the basket made. Still a 16-point edge for the Cardinals. Ball lofted to the left side wing. Into the game for Yanor comes Roberts. Christensen, skip pass, near side. It'll be Hughes as he took too long to try and get a shot up. Pump fakes instead and gets it up top to Christensen. He'll step into a 2-3 zone and throws it away to Dylan Downs, who stepped in front of the pass and hands off to Ridge Thompson to walk it forward. Halfway through the third quarter, Cardinals outscoring the Ambrose Archers right now 8-2. Ball to the far corner. Downs rises for another three. That's off the back of the rim and rebounded by Christensen, who has the ball bounced directly into his hands. 3:16 to go, and the Ambrose Archers streak up the court as Christensen goes into the lane, has the ball poked away, loses his headband, and finds an open Hughes in the left corner. That's a Bear Lake Drug three-pointer. Hughes gets his third of the game, and it's a 13-point lead. Cardinals to break the full court press. We'll see Thompson get it to Dylan Downs. He picks up his dribble and hands behind him. Right side, Workman steps inside the baseline. He's going to float one inside, but he's going to be called for the travel first. As his last foot came down, he had trouble getting the ball out of his hands because there was a defender trying to latch onto the basketball. So it'll be a turnover, 12 of them in the game now for the Cardinals compared to 16 for the Archers. With 2 minutes and 53 seconds to go, Ambrose will bring it forward. Down by 13. Roberts on the near side gives it off to Hughes, who fires a pass to the right side corner to the inside of the paint. Christensen can't hit the layup, and it's rebounded by Will Sims on the inside. He will give it to Morgan Steele as the senior is going to lose the basketball. He dribbled into a trap. The Ambrose Archers really played it well, and coming up with the steal, Ethan Christensen, who goes all the way to the hoop and is fouled for a chance at a three-point play. This similar to what happened to the Cardinals against Weiser in the game yesterday right now. Not to that extent yet, but turnovers, back-to-back turnovers resulting in quick, easy baskets for Ambrose.
And you don't know if this is the beginning of something or if it's the end of something or kind of in the middle. We just have to wait and see. We're going to have to play tougher defense, that's for sure.
Christensen at the line, left-handed shooter, puts it up and can't hit the free throws. That one rattles out. He's now 3 of 6. Rebound pulled in by Henry Workman. Cardinals trying to again break this full court press. We'll see Workman dribbled across the timeline. Hands off to Simmons. No, gives it to his back to Trey Smith. Almost turned over. Trey's fouled from behind by Roberts. And Roberts will pick up his second foul. Archers, that's their first foul of the second half with 2:16 to go. Officials, only 3 fouls called here in the third quarter, really letting the two sides go at it.
And they've been doing that the entire tournament, so it shouldn't be any surprise to the players on the floor at this point.
Really liking these 3-man crews out here as well, and I feel the officiating out here really has been pretty good when you think about high school officiating. Inside, Harris behind him, goes to Smith, and Trey Smith lays one up and in for his 5th point of the game, or 4th point of the game, excuse me. Cardinals lead back up to 13, 48-35 with 2:03 to go in the third quarter of play. Backing the ball out in between the rings is Hughes. Gives it left side. It'll be a 3-point shot up and down by Jack Roberts. He gets his second Bear Lake Drug 3-pointer of the game, and the lead cut down to 10. Minute and 49 seconds to go. Smith with the basketball. Goes to the right side. Simmons goes over to the left of the lane. We're driving in and losing the ball out of bounds as Morgan Steele. And it's another turnover by the Cardinals, and it seems they are not a team that handles pressure very well right now.
They have certainly shown in this ball game that they can't, and they did again yesterday, but normally they do.
Ambrose brings the ball forward once again. Ethan Christensen goes to the right side wing. Now they reverse it near side wing. Another 3 ball. That one short and airballed. Nipper comes up with the offensive board. He can't find the bottom of the hoop on that one. Harris comes up with a board. He loses it and gives it back to the Archers. Into the lane, driving. Christensen can't hit. Harris has the ball go out of his hands, but gives it back to Will Sims. as the Archers will have to go back on defense, and the Cardinals really slowing the pace down now. 1:11 to go. Trey Smith just holding on to the basketball, letting some clock wind down, goes to the right side, finds Simmons. He steps to the right elbow, or right block, floats up a teardrop, and Riley gets his first offensive point of the game. 50-38, Cardinals up by 12. 56 seconds to go here. Second half of action in the third quarter. Right side, Roberts. Skip pass to Christensen, back to Hughes. He'll go back to Roberts. Pass inside, picked off by Simmons, who was watching that pass float to the free throw line, and he gives off to Trey Smith to bring the basketball forward once again. Trey goes to his right, bumped a little bit, goes to his left now as he picks up his dribble just off the top of the key. Finds Simmons outside the right wing, who's going to dribble, trap, hands off to Steele. He has it poked away from behind and out of bounds, remaining Cardinal basketball. Good call by the officials there to keep it in possession of Soda. 24.1 seconds to go. 12-point edge for the Cardinals, 50-38, as they look for a date with the winner of Middleton JV and Compass Charter. Ball up top. Ridge Thompson with the basketball, stands in between the rings. To his right, Ridge gives to Smith as Trey brings it back around, hands off to Simmons. An offensive foul is going to be called for a moving screen. That goes against Riley Harris, and he's not arguing much as he walks down the court as he gets called for his second, and another turnover to the Cardinals. 16 of them now to 17 by the Archers. Both teams really struggling to just hold on to the basketball, and Harris will take a seat on the bench. Back onto the court, I believe, is Will Sims. And a whistle to talk things over. 9.8 seconds up on the clock as the official was looking up at the clock. And I believe they're going to add some time to that. And we'll see. They do add a little bit of time. 11.3 seconds to go now. And Ambrose will get to inbound the basketball. Another Sanders Furniture and Appliance inbounds play from the near sideline. The official's still waiting on something. Not sure what. Because again, they changed the clock already once. Still that 12-point edge. And now there's 30 minutes on the clock.
That'll give them plenty of time for last second shot.
Wonder if it'll be a comeback or not at this point in time. We'll see what a 30-minute marathon brings you. As they're still trying to work on. I'm assuming they're trying to put 30 seconds up on the clock is what I would guess. Well, that 30 being up there.
That's what I would. Now we're at 55 minutes. We're never going to get out of here for lunch.
I wonder if they're planning on having that next game on time. Now back to 11.1 seconds to go. We were there at one point in time, and now we're back there again. Ball inbounded. Will be brought up the right side by Hughes. Gives it off to the far corner, picked up by Roberts. He's going to give it to the free throw line where Yenner puts up a shot. That rolls off the side. And as the buzzer goes off, another heave coming from Trey Smith, who got the defensive rebound, but it comes nowhere near the basket. But the Soda Springs Cardinals don't really care as they lead by 12 at the end of 4 quarters over the Ambrose Archers on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com.
Caribou County Athletics are being brought to you by Bear River Head Start, where they are now accepting applications for preschool. Call 435-755-0181 and enroll your 3- or 4-year-old children today.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Back out here once again at the home of the Parma Invitational Tournament. Caleb Berggraf alongside Kirby Martineau. Direct all complaints to him as 8 minutes left to go in this game. 4th quarter of action. And the Soda Springs Cardinals will inbound on the far side. Ridge Thompson takes the basketball in the backcourt and will bring it forward as he's guarded by Jackson Hughes and gets in between the rings to the left side of the court. Gives it to Henry Workman at the top of the key. 7:49 to go. Will Sims looking inside against the defense, shifting around. A little bit of a matchup zone being played by Ambrose as they'll find an open Riley Simmons from the right side. He knocks home a Bear Lake Drug three-pointer, and the Cardinals lead up to 15. They've been up as many as 16 in the game so far as the Archers answer back. Ethan Christensen targets one from deep. He gets a Bear Lake Drug three-pointer, his second of the game. He is up to 15 points and the lead back down to 12, excuse me. Ridge Thompson picks up the basketball after almost losing it as Workman goes to the right wing, pass to the corner. Riley Simmons goes through the lane but throws into the hands of the Archers. Lead pass up ahead of the dribbling Yenor. He loses it, and the two sides will trade turnovers once again, and the full court press will set up for the Archers. Ridge Thompson breaks it up the far sideline. He's going to bounce past one to the backside. Cut from Trey Smith, who can't finish, and Nipper with the rebound as he gives it outside to Robert. Right side, it'll be Christensen rising. Another three ball short off the front of the rim. Loose ball saved back into play. Christensen's going to come away with it. Fires one to the hoop and can't hit it. And Trey Smith is fouled after pulling down the defensive rebound by Ethan Christensen. Slows down the pace a moment, but the Cardinals really struggling again to get the ball up court without having some moments of confusion and panic.
You wonder why all of a sudden they have so much trouble. They've been doing very well pretty much this entire ball game until right now. Now they're having a struggling time.
6:31 to go now as they will turn it over again in the front court. Ridge Thompson got through the full court press, but the Archers strip it away on the way into the lane. To the left side, Hughes gives it out. Christensen holds the ball there, swings it around all the way to the hands of Nipper, who takes one dribble, kick pass outside, finds a wide open Roberts, who nails another three-pointer. He's got three of them. Another Bear Lake Drug three-pointer cuts it to a 9-point game, single-digit score, 53-44. Far side, Trey Smith dribbles around a defender, gives outside to Olsen, back to Thompson, right side wing, guarded on the outside by Matt Upmore. Just follows him around before they lift the ball back to the left side. Trey Smith waits for Thompson to cut through. Instead finds Workman, who has a path to the basket, lays it up short, and an offensive foul called on Workman as he'll turn the basketball. It was missed anyways, and it was going to be short off the front of the rim as the Cardinals turned it over for the 18th time. And other than the three-point basket from Riley Simmons, have been held scoreless in the fourth and have been outscored by Ambrose 6-3 in the quarter. 5:44 to go in a game that the Cardinals have outscored the Archers in every quarter so far, but this is much a similar story to what happened to Weiser so far. Underneath the basket, Nipper will kick one outside. Yenor can't handle the pass as it's high over his head and now lifts the ball outside into the corner, into the wing, Nipper reverses the ball top of the key, short off the front of the rim, rebounded inside by Yenor, and he is going to be stepping to the free throw line with a pair of free throws, and Workman gets another foul. He's up to 4. Workman, not a player that you can afford to lose inside in the paint, as his defense and his offense something that you really have to worry about on the other side. And a timeout will be taken by the Ambrose Archers. We're going to keep this one a full timeout, so we'll take a break with them as well on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com with 5:22 to go in the ball game.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Welcome back out to the home of the Parma Holiday Invitational. I'm Caleb Berggraf as the Ambrose Archers, trailing by 9, but they have outscored the Soda Springs Cardinals 6-3 in the fourth quarter of play as they continue to try and push their way into a victory. And the loser of this game really just, I think, the ultimate goal right now, you want to win the game, but also you want to give yourselves momentum going into that final game as well.
You do, and the one thing they don't want is just exactly what they're doing right now. So they've got to turn things around. They still got 5.5 minutes to do it.
You don't want anything to form into a habit. It's the first free throw missed by Yenor, and he's very upset at himself, smacking his hands together. He'll have one more free throw coming up as Paul steps to the free throw line. 5 points, 6 rebounds in the game, trying to make it 6 points and 6 rebounds. The second free throw does find its way through the cylinder, and he is 1 of 2 in the game from the free throw line. Cardinals will bring it back the other way. Trey Smith floats the pass up ahead to Rich Thompson, tips it to himself in the front court, and at the three-point line drives to the hoop, lays one up too strong off the side of the rim, and Hughes comes away with a rebound. He'll bring it up the court, backs behind himself to Roberts, gets it back. Hughes will line up a 24-footer that skips off the rim, doesn't find the bottom, but the rebound picked up on the backside by Matt Bowers, who's getting his first minutes here in the fourth quarter. To the near side, Roberts steps into the free throw line. Teardrop short, blocked away, and it's rebounded underneath by Riley Harris, as Riley with 10 points and 3 rebounds gives off to Olsen. Up ahead, Rich Thompson almost loses his footing for a backcourt, but able to keep it and brings it up to the near side corner. Gets stuck into a trap, steps through it, goes to Olsen at the free throw line. Behind him, throws a pass to Harris, who is looking like he's a person that missed a game yesterday because he was sick, right? And that's, again, nothing wrong with that. It's just you can definitely tell that he's a step slower than what he would have been.
I agree with that. And when you're sick, it takes a lot out. Sometimes it can take a couple weeks to really get all your strength back.
Plus having to make the trip back here, as he was not with the team yesterday after being sick through the week. So, again, you can definitely tell that that has had an effect on him. He still put up 10 points and grabbed 4 rebounds as well, so not like he's having a poor game. 53-45, an 8-point game, 4.5 to go in the contest. Yenor inside pass to Christensen, who beat Riley Simmons to the hoop, and all of a sudden it's a 6-point ball game, and the Soda Springs Cardinals needing to find a way to close this out. Again, you don't want losing games after having double-digit leads to become a habit. Riley Simmons with the basketball, and an offensive foul is going to be called as Simmons pushes Jackson Hughes down to the ground, and Riley picks up another foul as he's got 3. The Cardinals 20 turnovers now. Greg Bergholm upset with the official and is in his ear.
I don't know that I really agreed with that call either, but you got to go with what the official says. That's what they're paid for.
I felt like a travel would have been a better call because I did feel he picked up his left foot, but the call was an offensive foul. Turns it over either way. 6-point lead for the Cardinals as Ambrose trying to fight it back, and a foul now called on Riley Harris as he gets called for a block. And that is 7 fouls on the Cardinals, and that is a big boost if you're an Ambrose fan, because now you have 1-and-1 free throws and you're shooting bonus the rest of the way through for the final 4 minutes. Jackson Hughes will be the first at the line to do that, and his first free throw up and good. He's 3 of 5 from the line, and a total of 12 points in the game. Right now, Ambrose with 3 players hitting double figures. And the second free throw will be good as well. And the lead trimmed down to 4, 53-49. Trey Smith tight ropes the near sideline. Bounce pass down low, finds Sims. Turnaround bank shot up and good. Will Sims, the savvy veteran leader, able to get it back to a 6-point edge. 3 minutes and 37 seconds. 55-49, the Cardinals lead. Ambrose, the team to bring it back. It'll be near side of Roberts, back up top, taken by Hughes. This a team, again, they know about the pressures of crunch time, and they've done it before, taking it all the way to the house as Hughes lines up another 3. That's no good. Ethan Christensen on the far side is going to be pushed out of bounds. And they're going to say Riley Simmons with another foul, his 4th. I do not agree with that call.
I don't agree with that one either.
That was 2 players fighting for a basketball. I liked a no call on that one. You have fans for Soda saying call a travel. I don't know if the travel would have been there yet because I don't think either player had it, but a no call would have been the better call on that one. So 1-and-1 free throws for Christensen. First one up and good. Now Ambrose, to their credit, taking advantage of the free throws they've gotten, especially in this fourth quarter, 4 of 5 so far. And earning the second half of the 1-and-1's a big step to that as they'll get another free throw by Ethan Christensen to go down. And it's a 4-point game again, 55-51, 3:17 to go. Riley from behind, poked away by Ethan Christensen. And now the ticky-tacky call goes against the Archers. And Christensen can't believe it as he picks up his 4th foul. That's his 5th.
That's what happens, though, when you get away with some of those things sometimes. You just keep pushing your luck, and they get a little bit more contact involved each time, and then usually a player ends up getting hurt.
So Christensen out of the game now, 21 points, 8 rebounds. That's a big loss to the Archers. Warmouth will check into the game for him. And with 3:14 to go, it'll be an inbounds play to Simmons. On the right side, goes to his left. It'll take it to Smith, who cannot hit the little jump shot. Rebound's going to be pulled in by Harris, and a foul is going to be called as Simmons got the ball from Harris around the outside circle. So with a 3:04 count left to go in the fourth quarter, 55-51, and Trey Smith will inbound from the baseline. Lofts one. It'll be Harris picking the ball up at the right elbow. Inside pass to Smith. Long beyond his outstretched fingertips, and another turnover for the Cardinals. That's 21 now in the game. 5 of them in the fourth quarter. To be brought forward, it'll be Ambrose, 55-51. They trail by 2, under 3 minutes to play. Well within striking distance with the way their offense is shown, but lacking one of their best offensive weapons, and Ethan Christensen on the right side with the basketball. Roberts steps up to the top of the key. He's got 11 points, tries to get more, and a foul as he steps into the lane, and Trey Smith is going to be called for the blocking foul. Riley Simmons is called for the foul, and that is going to go as his 5th, and he is out of the game. So Simmons done, 5 points and 2 rebounds, caps up his night. And to the free throw line for a pair will be Jack Roberts. Workman will step out, back onto the court, as he will be playing with 4 fouls as well. 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go in this game. Cardinals clinging to a lead as the first free throw no good, off to the right side by Roberts. The other big news in this, now the Archers shooting double bonus the rest of the way through after this one's over. Second free throw, good, as Roberts trims it to a 1-possession game. And the Archers continue their good shooting, 6 of 8 from the line, and up the court. An offensive foul as Trey Smith will turn it over again. Jackson Hughes stepped in and took the charge.
I really disagree with that. When he got there, that player leaned right into him. He didn't have any position at all.
But that's how the officials have been calling it so far, and you have to adjust if you're a player, at least so far in the fourth quarter. There's something tough as a timeout taken by the Soda Springs Cardinals and Greg Bergholm. We'll keep this one right here. And Kirby, that is something that the Cardinals have seen happen twice now this year. The same thing happened in Snake River. You think you have an idea of what the officials are calling, and then they tighten it up a little bit. And it's something, though, that it's going to happen in games. You have to find a way to ride through it.
Well, but how long does it take to adjust to that? It's going to take 2 or 3 possessions, and they haven't had that much time. Now we're down to a ball game that's very tight, 1 possession, and they start calling all these closer calls. It really is a disadvantage to the team that's leading.
So the Cardinals definitely in that tough position and coming back in this one. 55-52, though, they do lead, so they are still ahead. But again, this was a 16-point lead at one point in time that they've held. Ambrose, again, to their credit, they've made shots.
They have. They've played really hard, and I don't take anything away from them. On the other hand, though, the Cardinals have got to learn when they go into that fourth quarter, they got to play it the same as they did the first 3. And if they do that, then they don't have to worry about these ball games going down the wire.
And it seems like they just pushed it a little bit. They press a little bit there in that fourth quarter more than what they don't seem comfortable when they have a lead.
Well, that's what happens when the game gets really close. The closer it gets, the more pressure you put on yourself, and then the more mistakes you make.
So Yenor will check back into the game for the Ambrose Archers. He stands by the scorer's table to inbound the basketball. Sanders Furniture and Appliance inbounds play goes to the backcourt. Jackson Hughes takes the ball there, and Olsen will bring it back as he guards Hughes. Over to the right side, Hughes steps around the screen, passes to the right corner, picked up there by Nipper. Up top, Yenor goes into the lane and walking with the back foot. Oliver Warmouth turns it over. 20 turnovers now for the Archers as they're starting to pick up that bug as well. It's a very contagious flu bug in this gym right now is what it seems. Trey Smith to bring it forward for the Cardinals. Brings up the right sideline. That's a blocking foul called this time as they were able to get Jack Roberts onto his back heels. 5 team fouls now on the Ambrose Archers.
See, and that was almost identical to the one prior to it. So how do you really adjust when they call it one way one time and different the next time? That's the problem that the players have.
Consistency always something that coaches look for when it comes to officiating. Cardinals sub Ridge Thompson back in. Who's back onto the court. Ridge playing with only 1 foul, so not too worried about it. And it will be to the far side. Bounce pass. Olsen at the top of the key finds Smith wide open for three. Can't hit it, but right there to tip it up and missing the tip is Will Sims, and the ball goes out of bounds. I think Will would have been better off trying to pull it down and go back up again. That's something we talked about in the girls' game.
I agree with you. You need to have good possession of the ball before you try and make a shot.
Ball brought up by Hughes. Jackson goes to his right. Minute 56 to go. Still a 3-point lead for the Cardinals, 55-52. They've been outscored by 11 in this quarter of play. As the ball stolen away, brought up the court and laid up and in by Olsen as he gets the steal and goes coast to coast. Kyle Olsen scoring in every quarter of the game so far has 10 points, and none bigger than that 2-point basket right there. Minute and 35 to go. 5-point edge for the Cardinals, back to a 2-possession lead, and a little bit more comfort for Soda Springs. On the left side, it'll be taken by Hughes. Jackson moves it up top, around the circle. They move it to Warmoth, and he's going to use his dribble to get the ball back to Hughes. Sets a screen. Olsen switched off by Sims, and it'll be picked up on the far side by Roberts, who airballs one into the hands of Ridge Thompson. They'll step up into a double team, bounce pass up ahead to Olsen as they break the press and find Riley Harris inside, fouled from behind by Nipper. Goes as his first, and underneath, the Cardinals will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. No, we'll keep this one right here as well and give the folks a quick look at the game coming up. Remember, we'll have a break, but we will be back on the air starting at about 1:40 with the pregame show for this game between the Soda Springs Cardinals and the Caldwell Cougars, a rematch of a game from last year's tournament.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a good ball game.
Definitely will be. And speaking of good ball games, the girls' game coming up should be another good game as well, as that will see Mountain Home taking on Baker City. Baker City still yet to arrive, but they had to wait for the fog, wait for everything to clear up. Hopefully, we are not put behind once again by Baker City being slow to get here.
You know, it's unfortunate. They're going to blame Mother Nature for putting them in the consolation bracket. It just doesn't seem fair.
Would have liked the chance to prove it. No, they're blaming Nissa. They're blaming the wrong bulldog. You got the wrong bulldog. You got the baby dog. You didn't get the real dog. That's going to be their excuse.
Well, I guess if Nissa would have won yesterday, then they would have been in the championship bracket. But so I guess there's two different places you could put blame.
1 minute and 6 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. We do know the Cardinals are trying to get into the consolation championship, as Smith will inbound the basketball to Sims, who finds Ridge Thompson. See if the Cardinals try and burn any clock off here, if they continue to try and be aggressive and score, as Thompson goes to Smith, left side wing. Cardinals in possession of their own destiny right now when it comes to this tournament. Smith goes to his left, teardrop into the lane, lays one up. Not a great shot selection as that one misses and is rebounded inside by Roberts. Brought up the court on the right side. Back out to Roberts, 42 seconds to go. Ambrose needing a basket and quick with 39 seconds left. We'll see if they go for a three, as now Warmoth gives the ball outside to Hughes. Seems like they're wasting a lot of time just trying to set a play up. Hughes goes to his left, steps around a screen into the hoop, lays one up. That one can't get the friendly roll, but rebound inside by Yanor, who travels with the basketball and turns it over. A lot of time wasted on the outside by Ambrose there.
There was. They needed a quick 3 and a 2, so either shot would have been good, but they didn't get either one away.
21 seconds to go. Cardinals break the press easily. Ridge Thompson picks up the basketball near the top of the key, and a foul's going to be picked up quickly on the outside, and that one goes on to Jack Roberts, and I believe that'll be his 5th foul now, and sends Ridge Thompson to the free throw line for 1-and-1 free throws, and here is where the Cardinals need to come away with baskets and a way to seal this game out. 12 points, 3 rebounds for Jack Roberts, 3 of 4 from the free throw line as he fouls out. Ridge Thompson says, you went 3 of 4, I'm at least going to do 2 of 2. And he's got one more free throw coming up as he makes the front end. 58-52, the Cardinals very close to closing this game out. Second free throw up. That one gets the roll off the front of the rim, drops through, and the Cardinals lead back up to 7. 59-52, 14 seconds to go. Hughes left some space from 24. That one skips off the rim. Rebound inside from Ridge, stripped away, thrown back in. They're going to say out of bounds, though, on the throwback, and it will be back to the Soda Springs Cardinals with 5.5 seconds left on the Summit Welding and Construction scoreboard. Another Sanders Furniture and Appliance inbounds, finds Ridge Thompson. He'll dribble it into the front court, and will slow up the pace as the buzzer goes off. The Cardinals win this one 59-52 in order to give themselves a chance to come away with a championship and a trophy away from this tournament. 59-52. We take a break, come back with our post-game show on KBRV, The Bear, and MyLocalRadio.com.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
It's time for us to take a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the weeks of December 15th through the 28th. And if you're doing any holiday baking, Lalaton's is the place to go. Grab Western Family 4-pound bags of granulated sugar for $1.49. Western Family 10-pound bags of all-purpose bleached or unbleached flour is $2.99. Baking chips are 2 bags for $4. Western Family 2-pound bags of brown or powdered sugar are just 99 cents. And Western Family sweet cream salted or unsalted butter is 2 boxes for $5. That's a look at just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Back out here at the home of the Parma Invitational, I'm Caleb Burgraff alongside Kirby Martineau. Final score of this one, 59-52. The Soda Springs Cardinals able to come away with their first victory in the Parma Invitational tournament. And a team effort. Once again, you can't stress that enough from the Soda Springs boys. Only 2 in double figures, 2 players with 9 points and another player with 8 points as they rolled down. 32 team rebounds, 6 of 7 from the free throw line, and the big bad number, 22 turnovers in this one, Kirby.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that the coach is not going to be real happy with. First off, he's going to be extremely pleased to come away with the victory here so they can play for that consolation. But he can't be happy with the fact that in the fourth quarter they just kind of collapsed again. They gave up a good lead and had to hang on to win the ball game. And the other thing they're going to be concerned with is the number of turnovers that they had in the entire ball game.
Yeah, the 22 turnovers definitely a rough one. They were outscored 14-9 in the final quarter play after winning all the previous 3 quarters. Led in the game by 2 scorers, Kyle Olson with 10 points and 3 rebounds, Riley Harris 10 points and 5 rebounds, Ridge Thompson 9 points and 6 rebounds, Dylan Downs 9 points and 1 rebound, Henry Workman 8 points and 5 rebounds in the game, as those are your main 6 players, or main 5 players for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Now they all end up doing what they needed to do to come away with the win. Role players include Will Sims, 4 points and 3 rebounds, Riley Simmons, 5 points and 2 boards, Trey Smith, 4 points and 7 rebounds, and really just a good stoic person on there on the court as he was a pivot man for this team today.
I was really impressed with a lot of the players on the Cardinal team today. Riley Simmons, I thought, did another great job. He is not one that produces a lot of big numbers, but his presence out there is felt by everybody. He's a hustler. I think he motivates people, and he did exactly that until he fouled out late in the fourth quarter.
On the other side, for the Ambrose Archers, they were led by Ethan Christensen, who before fouling out had 21 points and 8 rebounds in the game. That, I think, was a big damage to their opportunity to try and come back in this game, as when he fouled out, there were about 2.5 minutes left in the contest. Jack Roberts, 12 points and 3 rebounds. He also fouled out. And Jackson Hughes, 13 points and 4 rebounds. Those three, almost all of the points for the Ambrose Archers. 6 points and 7 rebounds for Paul Yanor, 2 points and no rebounds for Noah Good, and 2 rebounds and no points for Josh Nipper. But when your three-headed beast loses 2 of its heads, it's not like the Hydra. You can't grow more heads back.
Well, that's true. The other thing that people don't realize is when you had 3 people that have been the main scorers throughout the ball game, it's hard for the defense to cover 3 people. But when one of them goes out, you still have the 2 better scorers in the ball game, but it's easier to cover them defensively than it is to cover 3, and that really hurt them down the stretch.
That'll wrap things up for us here. We'll be back on the air in just about 3 hours worth of time when the Soda Springs girls take to the court against the Caldwell Cougars. Had to remember where we were in the bracket at this point in time. We have more basketball coming up today from Parma in the Holiday Invitational. For Kirby Martineau, I'm Caleb Burgraff. Soda Springs gets a win on the boys' side. They will be taking to the court next on tomorrow afternoon's game at 12:30 in the Consolation Championship. Back after this to regular programming on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Boys Basketball on KBRV, The Bear, and online at MyLocalRadio.com. Local sports have been brought to you in part by Hunziker Ford, Monsanto, and Silver Star Communications. The proceeding has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting. No portions of this production can be used or rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. We'd also like to thank our sales team, Julie Burley and Kim Miller, as well as our office manager, Kayleen Anderson, website manager, Garrett Wharf, and general photographer, Warren Cook. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors, as well as to you for tuning in. Be sure to visit mylocalradio.com/Soda Springs for archived copies of games and past interviews with players and coaches from across the county. And until next time, goodbye and good night.